NBA God-level talent, Lin Mo's rise to basketball immortality. Episode 61. On the court, Lin Mo stood in the penalty area and opened his hand to ask for the ball. Little O'Neal behind him covered Lin Mo completely, like a giant octopus, without giving any space. O'Neal Jr. is a defensive tough player himself, facing a defender, of course, full of confidence, eager to swallow Lin Mo alive. In O'Neal Jr., the Knicks were literally humiliating him. Otherwise, it would not be that a different defender would be replaced by his position. If Lin Mo hadn't been crushed, how could Little O'Neal have swallowed this evil breath? Lin Mo got the ball and sat on his back to hit Little O'Neal. After a few strokes, Little O'Neal was in a very stable shape and only took a small half-step back. With Lin Mo's size, it is indeed a little difficult to play the center. At this moment, Lin Mo suddenly turned around, and the whole person was like a spirit snake, throwing off Little O'Neal and drilling into the basket. Following Lin moshing to take off in place, a super big lever threw the ball into the basket. With Lin Mo's offensive means, Little O'Neal certainly couldn't defend him. Back in the way, the Pacers of course gave the ball to Little O'Neal and asked him to force Lin Mo to eat. Everyone understands that this is the absolute strength of the Pacers. Boo! O'Neal Jr. dribbled twice and turned to hook his hand. But at this moment, Lin Mo, who had been waiting for a long time, was like a mantis catching cicadas, and a launcher was installed under his feet, and the whole person instantly burst into flames. A live press cap and racket down. Not tall enough, bounce to make up. Little O'Neal was too light an enemy, and he didn't expect Lin Mo's explosive power to be so terrible, and he was directly hit. After getting the ball, Lin Mo threw it to Marbury, familiar with the blitzkrieg mode. From the rocket just now, directly transformed into a bomber, it rushed to the front field in an instant. From Lin Mo's power to the basket, it only took more than 2 seconds. Who can withstand this speed? Boom! Thunder dunks that blow up the arena. The Walkers did not believe in evil and continued to let Little O'Neal beat Lin Mo. This time, Little O'Neal dribbled twice, and before he could turn around, Lin Mo suddenly retreated half a step. Immediately after that, like a tiger pounced, he snatched the ball from the hands of O'Neal and once again slammed the dunk in front of him. In the few rounds of Lin Mo's confrontation with O'Neal Jr., he single-handedly blasted a 6 o'clock attack and once again opened the score. Little O'Neal showed a cold sweat. This guy is also too arrogant, right? The next ball, Little O'Neal is in a good position, in the hinterland under the basket, after receiving the ball easily hooked the hit, found face. But looking back, Lin Mo scored another three-pointer, and the point difference continued to widen. Boo! On the defensive end, after a muffled sound, Lin Mo once again covered O'Neal's little layup from behind, and assisted Keith Van Horn in the middle of the fast attack. Throughout the third quarter, Lin Mo was defending O'Neal Jr. Although Lin Mo's static talent suffered, his athletic talent and defensive skills were all at full level. After expending a lot of physical strength, it still greatly limited Little O'Neal. Under Lin Mo's defense, the other side only shot 2 of 8 in a single quarter, and also sent 4 turnovers. Lin Mo led the team to directly blast a wave of 22-9 attacks, once again pulling the score to more than 15 points. By the end of the third quarter, the Knicks' scoring had reached 89. That's just 1 point away from the 90-point ceiling set by Herbert Simon. That is, if the Knicks scored only 1 goal in the fourth quarter, Herbert Simon's goal was invalidated. No victory. Herbert Simon, who was sitting in the boss's chair in a circle, let out a sigh. The Knicks blew us up, or rather, Lin Mo blew us up. After the third quarter, Lin Mo bombarded 47 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 steals, and 6 blocks, which can be called a monster against the sky. I think this guy is going to be a tough opponent for our team's playoffs this year. Chances are, we'll not get past the Knicks. Herbert Simon was desperate. Although the rest of the Knicks players are mediocre, the dominance shown by Lin Mo really makes Herbert Simon despair. Larry Bird snorted, "It's okay, it's just 5 or 5. Unless this guy goes on a rampage, our chances of winning are still great." In the final quarter, after Lin Mo left the court, the Pacers' defense was more ferocious. The Knicks were a bit unable to hold on, and the two sides were caught in an iron war as a whole, but the Knicks were more iron. After half the quarter, the point difference remained at about 10 points. Lin Mo came on and scored a three-pointer and gave out an assist. Once the win is decided, it is early to play. In the whole game, Lin Mo shot 21 of 31, and got 50 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 steals, and 6 blocks, leading the Knicks to 114-97 at home, beating the Indiana Pacers, who are second in the East, once again won a victory, winning 11 consecutive games in the opening game, still continuing the unbeaten record. I'm going to kneel down to Lin Mo. He's the real stadium master. No one can stop him. How to blow him can't be too much. I've never seen any rookie with such terrible dominance. Lin Mo led the Knicks to increase the Pacers' opponent's maximum score from 95 to 114. Tonight, God possesses Lin Mo again. The excited voices of both commentators were trembling. Lin Mo's performance once or twice is hot, and it can be said that he is possessed by God. But the number of possessions is too much. Then people have to admit that Lin Mo himself is God. In this game, Artest shot 3 of 13 and scored 8 points. But against Lin Mo's defense, Artest only shot 1 of 7 and scored 3 points. Arguably the worst game he's played so far this season, and one of the worst performances of his career. Reggie Miller scored 15 points on 6 of 14 shooting and was decent. O'Neal Jr. originally played hot, but in most of the quarters of Lin Mo's defense, his performance was extremely dismal. He shot 11 of 26 from the field with 27 points, 11 rebounds, and, in addition, 7 turnovers. On the Knicks, Marbury had 12 points and 10 assists, Kurt Thomas had 10 points and 10 rebounds, and Uncle Moo had 3 points and 11 rebounds. From the data, it can be intuitively seen that among the Knicks players, except for Lin Mo, there is no one who can play. Lin Mo completely single-handedly led the Knicks to crush the Pacers and stand at the top of the alliance. Episode 62. According to the goals set by the Pacers before the game, do not let the Knicks score more than 90 points. But as a result, Lin Mo not only led the Knicks to bombard 110+, but Lin Mo himself also scored a record-breaking 50+ triple-double. And there are also 7 steals, 6 blocks. It is not too much to say that it is a quasi-5-double. This kind of historical level data is undoubtedly a great humiliation for pedestrians. Lin Mo first exploded Artest, and then single-handedly blocked O'Neal Jr., performing extremely amazingly. This made the Pacers players, one by one, face like old turtles, completely without the brutal and fierce and gray face before the game. After the players left the field, Rick Carlisle was interviewed. "I don't think there's any player in the league today whose ability is above that of Lin Mo. He's a phenomenal player. Since he is a rookie, he may not have some honors yet, but if he talks about strength, he is the first person in the league. Alliance first man." Carlisle's words are very heavy. Which rookie can be called the first man in the league after only 11 games? It sounds a bit exaggerated, which can only show that Carlisle was really convinced by Lin Mo. There is absolutely no sense of mockery or demeaning in these words, and it is completely thrown to the ground. He's going to be the scoring champion this year, the steals king, the DPOU, the MVP, and maybe the championship. Next, Carlisle threw out a whole bunch of hype. If it was before the game, it would seriously make people suspect that Carlisle was milking Lin Mo. But this is after the game, so touted, can only say that Carlisle was completely beaten by Lin Mo and lost his temper. Great Lin Mo. He once again led the Orange and Red Knights to a victory, 11 consecutive wins. Let's see what kind of numbers the winning streak will reach, and the magic continues. Lin Mo, the pride of the NBA, the pride of Shenzhou. Sue Skirt naturally did not hesitate to praise Lin Mo. Subsequently, Sue Skirt found Lin Mo and conducted an interview. "Lin Mo, you got the historical data in this game. Can you talk about your feelings?" "Well, the Pacers are really a defensive team and it's not easy to deal with them. But as you all know, I am strong when I am strong, and I am playing elite." After making ice packs and taking a shower, Lin Mo returned to his lounge. At this point, Scarlett Johansson and Anne Hathaway find him. "Baby, introduce you, my good girlfriend Anne Hathaway, you should have heard of it, right? She is now a very famous actress." Scarlett Johansson pushed Anne Hathaway in front of Lin Mo as if to sell insurance. Anne Hathaway was still a little flustered and glanced back at Scarlett Johansson. However, American women are still very open, even if they are shy. It is only to a certain extent. "Handsome man, you play very well," Scarlett said. "Invite us to dinner, make a friend, how do you see?" And Hathaway was proactive. Lin Mo frowned. "Okay, no problem, but, Scarlett, won't you be jealous?" Scarlett Johansson frowned. "Jealous? Why be jealous? I don't like eating that stuff very much." Generally speaking, there is no vinegar in the food culture of the American people. However, in recent years, the cultural exchanges between Shenzhou and the United States have become deeper and deeper, and some American people have begun to be jealous, but it is not common. "Okay, you just don't have to be jealous. Then we'll go back to my house tonight and order a big dinner." Scarlett Johansson chuckled. "Well, I'll place an order right away, and you'll pay the bill." Lin Mo stood up and slapped a few times on the softness behind Scarlett Johansson. You want to kill me every day?" Scarlett has the keys to the house and returns to Lin Mo's villa with Anne Hathaway first. Lin Mo stayed and accepted an interview with Sue Skirt. Before, the CV5 station has always wanted to do an interview with Lin Mo, but because Lin Mo's time is too tight, it has not been available. Today, Lin Mo is idle and bored, and he can be interviewed for an hour before talking to his girlfriend Hi Pi. After all, Lin Mo is a Shenzhou native, and Lin Mo will try to take care of some of the interviews of his own TV station. After the interview, Lin Mo told Su Chiu what he thought. "Teacher Su, at present, the NBA in Shenzhou is equivalent to a desert. There are so few channels for fans to learn about the NBA, so I plan to start a newspaper called Basketball Pioneer to promote NBA games. At the same time, a professional basketball forum called Tiger Flutter will be created for netizens to communicate." Hearing this idea, Sue Skirt clapped her hands excitedly. This is a very good idea, and there are not too many people in China to engage in this industry at present. This is not only promising and profitable, but also can benefit the fans, let them know more about the NBA. Know you. Not only can you make money, but you can also do publicity for you and enhance business value, which is really a genius idea. What can I do to help you? Lin Mo smiled. I have always played the NBA in the United States, and I am lacking in skills. Teacher Sue has been engaged in interpretation work for so many years and has enough experience, so I want to entrust you with full authority to handle it, and the problem of funds is entrusted to me. I only need to invest. Sue Skirt nodded. Don't worry, I will definitely spare no effort to do it. Out of a passion for basketball, as well as potential money-making opportunities, Sue Skirt had no reason to refuse. After sending Sue Skirt away, Lin Mo hurried back to the villa. Scarlett Johansson and Anne Hathaway, two handmaidens, have already booked a large table full of delicious food, and most of the dishes are ordered according to Lin Mo's taste. The food culture between China and the West is very different, and many dishes are not used to eating at all. With this in mind, Scarlett Johansson has always been accommodating to Lin Mo. The three of them on the observation deck while eating, while overlooking the night view of the center of Manhattan, is really refreshing. After eating, Scarlett Johansson and Anne Hathaway were ready to take a shower and go to bed. Episode 63. After taking a shower, Scarlett Johansson came out dressed in pink NEI. How's it going? Does this look good? Scarlett Johansson looked at Lin Mo, and her eyes were full of charm. It's very pretty, but I still think Annie's black is better. Lin Mo turned his head and saw Anne Hathaway beside him. Such deliberately provocative words made Scarlett Johansson directly face black. For Lin Mo's behavior of liking the new and disliking the old, Scarlett Johansson resolutely resisted. Well, I didn't expect you to empathize so quickly. Is this girl as beautiful as me? Older than me, old witch, can you see it? Scarlett Johansson pouted angrily. Lin Mo grabbed her thin waist with one hand and smiled. You brought her over, and now I think she is better looking than you, which should be your full responsibility. Although she knew that it was a joke, the deliberate act of angering Scarlett Johansson still made her very unhappy. Scarlett waved her fist and punched Lin Mo a few times. However, her small fist hit Lin Mo's body, almost like scratching an itch, but it hurt her bones. Well, don't say more, do the right thing, Lin Mo said, and took Scarlett Johansson to the room. Behind her, Anne Hathaway was a little confused. Am I a little redundant? Anne Hathaway smiled bitterly. Scarlett Johansson glanced at her. Didn't I tell you before? Welcome to join. But now, you're still a little shy. Why am I so unrestrained as you? At least give me some time. Come first, Anne Hathaway scratched her head, a little embarrassed. Well, in a few days' time it's Christmas, and we'll still be here for a party. When the time comes, you will be brave. Why are there so many things? Compared with the enthusiastic and unrestrained American culture, Anne Hathaway is still relatively subtle. Well, you have to give me a little buffer time. Let me try to date Lin Mo first, Anne Hathaway smiled. Before Christmas, the Knicks have a total of 4 games left. The good news is that the opponents in these 4 games are relatively average, and there is no top team. First of all, he encountered his old rival Orlando Magic, and Lin Mo and Maddie set off a spike war. In the first quarter, Lin Mo scored 22 points, and Maddie also broke out to score 16 points. In the second quarter, the two sides were still in a state of spike. At halftime, the two men scored 31 and 24 points, respectively. It was only because of the huge gap between the two teams that the spike war lasted only 3 quarters, and the final quarter entered garbage time early. This season's Magic are currently only 3-10 record, ranking first from the bottom in the East and first from the bottom of the league, which is not at all the same level as the Knicks. Although Maddie has the top scoring ability, his ability to lead the team to win is a little weak. Moreover, his teammates are also difficult to say, and it is not an exaggeration to say that they are the bottom super bad teams in the league. In the end, the whole game ended, and Lin Mo lightly cut down 46 points. Maddie also scored 36 points, but still couldn't stop the Knicks' 122-95 slaughter. Subsequently, Maddie led the team away from home against the Bucks in Milwaukee. The Bucks are a strong contender for the playoffs this season and are currently in 6th place in the East with 7-6. Not surprisingly, it's basically possible to get a playoff ticket. The team's leading star, Michael Reed, is the league's top 10 shooting guard, or the top 8 are no problem, averaging 22.3 points and 5 rebounds per game. In this game, Michael Reed was in opposition to Lin Mo all the time, and his form was very hot. Even in the face of Lin Mo's defense, he efficiently scored 26 points. Only on the defensive end, Michael Reed was blasted into slag by Lin Mo. By the end of the third quarter, Lin Mo had shot 24 of 33, bombarding 54 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 steals. Another string of super stats that sank Milwaukee and won 13 straight and remained unbeaten. Lin Mo is like Thanos. Although he has become the public enemy of the Alliance, he is still invincible. Every team tried to kill Limer and the Knicks, but none of them were trampled under the feet of the Orange and Red Knights. The next game, the Knicks hosted the Utah Jazz. The Jazz's star Andrei Kirilenko is a defensive player from Russia, who can output stable at both ends of the offensive and defensive ends, and is very versatile. This dude is a god who has hooded Kobe Bryant 4 times, and his defensive skills cannot be underestimated. Therefore, Sir naturally sent him, a defensive spearhead, to blockade Lin Mo. Kirilenko is tall, long-armed, fast and flexible. Defensive awareness and skill are also top-notch. It's just that Lin Mo's athletic talent and defensive ability have long been at full level. Compared with him, Kirilenko is still much inferior. Game over, Knicks 108-101, Sir Lec. Lin Mo shot 19 of 34 from the game, scoring 45 points, 16 rebounds, 6 steals, and 5 blocks. Kirilenko has gone all out to defend Lin Mo, and limiting his shooting percentage to around 55% is quite good. Kirilenko himself also scored 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and played extremely stable, but he was still unquestionably blasted by Lin Mo. In the last game before Christmas, Lin Mo ran into the league's top 3-point shooter, Ray Allen. In this era when 3-pointers are not prevalent, Ray Allen averaged 6.8 3-pointers per game, shooting 2.74 shots, shooting about 40% of the time, and is already a sharpshooter. But Lin Mo shot more than him, averaging 8.7 shots per game. There are more in 5.2 per game. The number of hits was terrifying, twice as high as Ray Allen's. It can be said that Lin Mo's 3-pointer has changed the situation in today's league to a certain extent, even if it hasn't caused a huge change yet. But there are already many teams and players in the league who have begun to imitate Lin Mo's way of playing. In less than a season or two, Lin Mo will set off a revolution in the entire NBA field. Episode 64. Ray Allen, nicknamed the Gentleman's Sword. It was because he was humble and at the same time a top shooter, like a sword. As for Lin Mo's positioning, it is not a shooter, let alone a buckle, because he has almost no flaws. Not only can you shoot suddenly, but the efficiency of the defensive end is also proud to rank first in the league and first in the DPOY list. But in this game, Lin Mo was a little lost in the first half, shooting all 4 shots from the outside, and only relying on dunks and free throws to get 7 points. Only 2 of 9 shooting in the half. Opposite Ray Allen was 6 of 11 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3-pointers, and 16 points from halftime. Just as it was thought that in this top scorer clash, Ray Allen had the upper hand and would end the Knicks' winning streak. In the second half, Lin Mo turned on the storm mode, completely locked in Ray Allen on the defensive end, and he only scored 9 points on 3 of 13 shooting. Lin Mo was 14 of 22, 7 of 9 3-pointers, and 37 points in the second half. You know, the entire Seattle Supersonic second half only scored 49 points. Lin Mo was like a sharp sword, piercing through Seattle's supersonic chest. In the end, Lin Mo led the team 110-103, narrowly defeated the Seattle Supersonic Speeds, and improved the record to 15 consecutive wins. For Lin Mo, this game is the most difficult process. In the first half, when Lin Mo played dismally, the team was 9 points behind. If it were not for the sudden awakening of Lin Mo in the second half and carrying the team out of the mud, I am afraid that the Knicks would have been directly cold. After the game, Ray Allen gave an interview and made it clear that Lin Mo is the #1 point guard in the league today. Even McGrady and Aaron Iverson couldn't match Lin Mo. The Junzi sword was still very kind, and after being blasted by Lin Mo, he was not unconvinced, but admired the 5 bodies thrown to the ground. After playing this game, for the Knicks, they got a temporary respite. Because Christmas is coming, generally, the league schedules several blockbuster games on Christmas as a day of revelry for fans. The criteria for selection are basically a showdown between big ball city teams or strong teams. Due to the dismal performance of the Knicks last season and the fact that they have been a regular in the Christmas war for many years, this year's Knicks are not among the Christmas war teams. If the league can expect it in advance, the Knicks will be so hot this season. I'm afraid that on Christmas Day, a super heavy game will be arranged to put a top team against the Knicks. Take the Los Angeles Lakers, the Minnesota Timberwolves, or the Detroit Pistons. This is a huge loss for the league. The day before Christmas, when the players are about to take a holiday, Don Chaney led the players together for a brief meal and conversation. This inter-team meeting is very important, because where there are people, there are rivers and lakes. There are 29 teams in the NBA league, and each team has about 15 players, which naturally forms countless large and small rivers and lakes. The relationship between the players is good, the dressing room is harmonious, and the court is naturally more tacit and easier to play a wonderful performance. And the players are fighting with each other and are not pleasing to each other, which may lead to the team's smoke miasma and dismal results. In other words, when the morale of the players is high and the morale is low, they should also be beaten or encouraged to keep the team on the right trajectory. Now that the Knicks have won 15 straight games, as an unbeaten division, the players are a bit fluttery. Although Lin Mo has been pouring chicken soup on his teammates, but any team with 15 consecutive wins is very difficult to get out of the way. Don Chaney summed up the current state of the team: 15 consecutive wins, first in the East, perfect record. He averaged 111 points per game and lost only 98.7 points per game. In other words, in these 15 games, the Knicks have won double digits in each game. Almost every game is a big win. Although the team's offensive efficiency is proud to be number 1 in the league, the defensive efficiency can only rank 16th. This is enough to show that the Knicks' overall defensive ability is too poor. If it were not for the perverted output of Lin Mo's defensive end, a person who supported the Knicks' defensive system, afraid that the team's defensive efficiency would fall directly to the outside of 20. At the same time, Don Chaney also commented on the performance of the players. At present, Marbury is the first place in the league with 9.9 assists per game, and Lin Mo's title is more. With a terrifying 42.7 points per game, he is firmly number 1 in the league scoring list, more than half ahead of number 2 Maddie's 28.1. At the same time, Lin Mo averaged 4.7 steals per game, also occupying the top position in the steals list. In the ranking of the best rookie, Lin Mo pressed LeBron James, ranking first. Moreover, on this season's MVP rankings, Lin Mo also overpowered Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and other superstars. Under the crazy leadership of Lin Mo, the Spinach Company offered the Knicks championship odds this season is 1 to 3.3. Second only to the Los Angeles Lakers at 2.2. Although Lin Mo played strong, swept through the Alliance, invincible, but the Lakers Super F4 is really terrible. In the 3 seasons from 99-02, the OK Group won 3 consecutive championships. Now that the Lakers have retained Kobe Bryant and O'Neal, the team has also added 2 historical-level superstars Cameron and Gary Payton. The play of the 2 old guys is also remarkable. At present, the Lakers' record is 13 wins and 3, which is much worse than the Knicks. But with Super F4 in the seat, no one can doubt that this star-like, playoff and final season team will lose to the Knicks. Lin Mo is strong, relying on his own strength. In the regular season can cover up many shortcomings of the Knicks, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's a different world. After the in-team meeting and summary, Don Chaney sounded the alarm for the players, so that the players should not be too complacent, keep a normal heart and continue to fight. Finally, there is the team dinner. In order to celebrate, taking advantage of Lin Mo's lack of attention, Marbury gathered his teammates, and one of them poured a glass of red wine on Lin Mo and thoroughly took a red wine bath. After the dinner, Lin Mo hurried back to the villa. After all, there are still 2 top goddesses waiting for you in the house. Episode 65. In the living room, Scarlett Johansson and Anne Hathaway, 2 top goddesses, actually transformed into cooks and made a full table of Chinese food. This surprised Lin Mo very much. He always knew that the 2 of them had good cooking skills. I just didn't expect to even cook Chinese food, although it doesn't look very tasty. Sour and spicy fish, kung pao chicken, mapo tofu, tomato scrambled eggs, braised fish. Almost a dozen dishes. Lin Mo was inexplicably a little moved. I am a Shenzhou person, in a foreign country, although I do not like to celebrate Christmas. But in this festival, being able to eat Chinese food made by the 2 goddesses is indeed full of emotions. However, this feeling did not last long. After Lin Mo tasted a few mouthfuls of dishes, he was really touched and almost cried. It's so tasty. This braised fish is not burned thoroughly. What is this mapo tofu? Is it that raw tofu is boiled? Lin Mo smiled bitterly, but he didn't say it, gritting his teeth and eating a few bites. After eating, Lin Mo took his second daughter into the private theater to watch a movie. Since both are Hollywood actors, they have acted in many movies and watched them for half a day. In the afternoon, we worked out together in the villa, bought things, and held a grand Christmas dinner. At the same time, on Christmas Day, the first round of all-star voting also began. For how many votes he can get, Lin Mo is also very much looking forward to. Although he only played 15 games, the dominance displayed by Lin Mo shocked the entire league and had a high popularity. Sitting in the big ball city of New York, there are hundreds of millions of fans in Shenzhou behind you. Voting above, Lin Mo was not worried. If nothing else, the starting is sure to be stable, and it may even create an all-star ticket record. It's just that Lin Mo's mind is not on these things now, just thinking about having a good Christmas for 2 days. Then there will be an unprecedented fierce battle. In Game 1 after Christmas, Lin Mo will lead the Knicks away to Detroit to face the Pistons. The Pistons' defensive efficiency this season ranks first in the league, averaging only 81.2 points per game, which is an iron wall. The 5 Pistons will be defensive players. For the Knicks, it's also a rehearsal for the Eastern Conference semifinals or the Eastern Conference Finals. Not surprisingly, the Knicks either met the Pacers, the Pistons, or both, in the Eastern Conference semifinals or the Eastern Conference Finals. Before the home stadium smashed the Pacers, the team shed a layer of skin, and now it must be a few days of relaxation. Leave plenty of energy to fight more vicious opponents. This season's Pistons just traded for Rasheed Wallace, the defensive tough, and since then, the Pistons have formed a lineup of 5 Tigers. When it comes to offense, the Pistons aren't very good at it, but the defense is really a meat grinder. Any team with fierce firepower, facing the strangulation of the Pistons, can become an iron war. Against the Blazers, even the defensive opponent scored only 63 points. There were only 25 goals in the whole game, averaging only 6 goals per quarter. You know, there is no shortage of scoring masters and talent monsters in the NBA. Even if it is a bad team, there are many scoring masters. Only 6 goals per quarter show how tight the Pistons' brass wall is. Even the Pacers are slightly inferior. Although the Pistons are not as good as the Pacers, no one thinks that the Pistons will be under the Pacers. Lin Mo is crossed. He naturally knows better. This season's Pistons can beat the Super F4 championship, is the peak of the year, the combat effectiveness is explosive. In the face of this hard battle, Lin Mo certainly did not dare to relax in the slightest. To unlock the next god-level talent, but you need to get 20 consecutive wins. Naturally you can't fall on the Piston. After eating the Christmas dinner, Lin Mo took Anne Hathaway back to the room. According to Scarlett Johansson, she chose to abdicate tonight and let Lin Mo and Anne Hathaway warm up first. In the past 2 days, Lin Mo has been thinking about resting more and recovering his physical fitness. After all, since the beginning of the tournament, although it has won 15 consecutive victories, there are many vicious battles in it, and Lin Mo's physical energy consumption is very huge. If you overdraw your body in the regular season, it is obviously a bad signal for the playoffs. It's just, the idea is wonderful, but in fact, the body is not overdrawn, but the kidneys are overdrawn. After the Christmas holidays, Lin Mo followed the team to Detroit and arrived in the city of cars, ready to face the 5 Tigers. The city of Detroit seems to have a strong tradition. Whether it is the Pistons' bad boy army in Jordan's era or the Pistons' 5 Tigers today, the defense is extremely fierce. When the ball is played, the physical contact is intense, and there are many dirty movements, even if it is a fight under the rules of basketball. The Pistons' outside linebackers, Richard Hamilton, Champs Lupus and Tyshawn Prince, play thief and tough. The inside line of Gerald Wallace and Big Ben, these 2 long ones are even more fierce. Roaring Celestials and Big Ben, both of whom belong to Fauvism. The offensive skills are average, but they can defend the opponent more than they do not know how to attack. To be honest, Lin Mo is very hungry for the 2 inner lines of the Piston, but if one joins the Knicks, the odds of New York winning this year will skyrocket, because the Knicks' biggest hole at the moment is defense. Prior to this, the door to the winter free trade market had also been opened, and teams were also trying to make some trades. However, compared to the summer, the current transaction is nothing more than a small repair. Knicks management has received offers from 28 other teams in the league and wants to trade Lin Mo, even directly sending the team to be the star. Naturally, the Knicks all refused, even refusing to answer the phone. No matter how stupid Dolan and the team management are, they will not be stupid enough to throw Lin Mo out. However, the team's management is still brewing some trading and reinforcement plans. It is intended to be submitted to Lin Mo in the near future and to consult his opinion. Meanwhile, the Knicks' hand-to-hand battle with the Detroit Pistons began at the Auburn Hills Palace Arena. Episode 66. The City of Cars. Detroit Pistons' home arena, among the Palace of Auburn Hills. The fans were full, and the boiling sound was like a tsunami, roaring over the stadium. As a predatory team, Pistons fans are also very passionate. Although the team's playing style is very poor, it can't stand the good record. Competitive sports, dishes are the original sin, the strong are respected. As long as the strength is strong enough, there is no shortage of fans. If on commercial value, sell jerseys and shoes to attract fans. The Piston 5 Tigers will add up, and none of them will be enough for Maddie, Kobe, Garnett, or Iverson to fight. But in Detroit, every fan loves their own predatory team. In this game, it is not an exaggeration to say that the strongest spear is against the hardest shield. There is no doubt that the strongest spear in the league, of course, is the Knicks. And there are many hard shields. Whether it is the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, or Indiana Pacers that they have encountered before, they are all teams with iron defense. It is no exaggeration to say that it is a strong shield, but in today's league, the fiercest defensive team is undoubtedly the Detroit Pistons, and there is no one. The 5 Tigers will form a new bad boy army. The defense is very tough, the intensity is very high, and there is no shortage of dirty moves. It can be said that it is an indestructible iron horse. The collision and fight between the Orange and Red Knights and this iron-blooded cavalry is undoubtedly an absolute focus battle. Not only the fans, but also many management, coaches, and players in the league are also silently paying attention to this focus battle. In a villa, Kobe Bryant is drinking red wine and watching Lin Mo's live game on TV. With Kobe's good winning, he has always been looking forward to a showdown with Lin Mo. Anyway, the 2 people still have more than half a month to meet. Before the official duel, Lin Mo's game Kobe basically did not fall behind. He knew very well that Lin Mo's current strength was much stronger than his own. Therefore, Kobe Bryant has always been looking for Lin Mo's weaknesses by repeatedly studying the video. At the same time, he also learned offensive and defensive skills from him. Only by knowing oneself and knowing the other can one never lose a battle. Being able to learn from your opponents can you constantly improve yourself. I'm afraid this guy won't get any benefit from the Pistons' defense today, right? Kobe's eyes shone brightly. In the previous 15 games, Lin Mo averaged 40-plus points per game, which only the ancient divine beast Chamberlain could match. If he encountered such an iron-blooded strong team as the Pistons and could still get such a high score, then Kobe Bryant would really admire Lin Mo's 5-body throw. Around the same time, Little Emperor James also posted a picture on social media. Above is him sitting in front of the TV, watching the Pistons play against the Knicks. It can be seen from this how hot Lin Mo is now in the alliance. Not only the management of each team is hungry for him, but many players also target Lin Mo or opponents, and always pay attention to him. In this game, TNT still sent the ace combination of Barkley and Kenny Smith to explain. I think the Pistons will eat the Knicks alive. You know, the Pistons have a tradition of iron-blooded defense, and the Knicks can't arbitrarily score 110 points on their heads. Kenny Smith spoke first. I don't think so. I think Lin Mo can get 40+ points in this game. As for the Knicks scoring team, it should also break 100, right? Barkley and Kenny Smith saying the opposite. In his career, Barkley was very arrogant and did not get into his eyes. Even Michael Jordan, he didn't give a few good words. But Buckley is a staunch Lin Mo blowing. Because Lin Mo's playing style is really too powder absorbing. Not only is the talent exploding, flying away, scoring ability and defense are even more explosive, and there are almost no weaknesses. The main thing is that Barkley's current identity is a commentator, not a player, and he is not on the opposite side of Lin Mo. His attitude towards him, of course, was much calmer. Blow, and you're done. Sidelines, roaring Rasheed Wallace in an interview with TNT reporter. You know, this is our home field. We've only lost once at home this season and only lost 2 points, which is bad luck. Whether it's the Knicks, or the Los Angeles Lakers, or the Minnesota Timberwolves, no team can take victory away from us. Or we can lose to the weak teams, but these so-called strong teams, we will all be torn to shreds. Wallace's eyes widened, and his 2 eyeballs were like brass bells. Ugly is ugly, but also really fierce. This look is very intimidating on the field. Some of the more honest players, just by seeing this face, the momentum is a few points weaker. Moreover, behind the roaring Wallace, there is a Big Ben. The explosive head, the fierce face, looked scary. That's right, Lin Mo's boy can be thrown at will on the outside, but when he gets to the inside line, he may be hit by us on the stretcher. He is too weak. Big Ben touched his exploding head, revealing a mouth full of white teeth and laughing mercilessly. However, this TNT reporters retorted. Maybe you don't know, Lin Mo's bench press has 212 kilograms, which is the official body measurement data released by the Knicks. At the same time, the 2K side released this data. 212 kilograms? Big Ben and Rasheed Wallace, both obviously dumbfounded. They couldn't have imagined that a defender's bench press could actually have 212 kilograms. You know, the peak of the big book is only 206 kilograms. Michael Jordan, who peaked at the top, can reach 200 kilograms in bench press, surpassing most centers, is perverted enough. And Lin Mo actually had 12 kilograms more. Absolutely against the sky. What's the use of bench pressing? After all, just a small defender, I will teach him to be human. In the face of the Pistons' mouth cannon, Lin Mo certainly did not concede defeat in the slightest. When interviewed by reporters, Lin Mo also released harsh words. In this game, I want to get a new career high. Currently, Lin Mo's career high is 62 points. This means that Lin Mo needs to get more than 63 points from the Pistons' head to break the career high. What is this concept? This season's Pistons, however, can put some weak teams to less than 70 points. And Lin Mo alone took 63 points, which is almost equal to the total score of a team, which is a bit arrogant. Even in the regular season, the Pistons don't desperately defend themselves. But this season, no player has been able to score more than 26 points from the Pistons' iron barrel formation. 63, indeed, is a number too far away. Even this TNT reporter felt that Lin Mo was a little too bragging. But who made him Lin Mo? As a new generation of persecutors, the flag set by fan Lin Mo has never been impossible. Forced by himself, Lin Mo will pretend to be perfect, no matter what. Soon, both starters entered and prepared to jump the ball. Needless to say, the Knicks starters are self-explanatory. In the absence of trading reinforcements, it will be this lineup for the time being. The 5 Tiger generals on the Pistons side, almost all of them are famous. Chauncey Billups, plus Richard Hamilton, plus Tyshawn Prince, plus Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace. Billups is not a very talented player, but he has a very solid style of play and a high emotional intelligence, being able to control the court very well, with a good overall view, and also has a top 3-point shooting ability, which is quite difficult to defend. Richard Hamilton, who is a shooting guard, is the king of running positions. Every game is like turning on a small motor, running wildly, dragging the shooting guard who defends him to death. Tyshawn Prince has long arms and looks a little thin, but his fighting ability is not weak, and his defensive ability is also very strong. Ben Wallace's autonomous offensive ability is not strong, but his ability to eat pie is acceptable. On the defensive end, he is extremely fierce. Although he is only 2 meters (06 meters) tall, He is as strong as a cow. Grab rebounds, blocks, assist defense, everything is top-notch. Rasheed Wallace is more all-around in attack and defense. The Pistons, all 5 of them, have been selected for the best defensive team. Offensively, not to mention, the defense is definitely a 5-way iron gate, the opponent's nightmare. Episode 67. Detroit is also a big ball city, but it is far less vast than New York and Los Angeles. But against this undefeated orange and red Night Knicks, it still attracted a lot of big names to watch from the sidelines. Among them, you can also see 3 familiar figures: the smiling assassin Isaiah Thomas, the league's notorious first evil man Bill Rambier, and the bug Dennis Rodman. All 3 of these men were once the main players of the Bad Boy Legion. In the late 1980s, Jordan had already made a head-to-head appearance in the playoffs, but several times in the playoffs, he fell at the feet of the Bad Boys Legion Pistons. In the playoffs in 1989, Jordan played very strongly, with the momentum of eliminating the Pistons. In this situation, the Pistons formulated the Jordan Law, that is, anyone can score, but Jordan can't. As long as Jordan gets the ball, there will be several people who will go up to the bag and clip to maximize Jordan's physical strength, even use all kinds of dirty moves, dangerous actions, intimidation, warning, and attack. In general, it is better to abolish Jordan than let him score easily. The current Pistons 5 Tigers are no less defensive than the Bad Boy Legion, but they are much cleaner. At the moment, the Pistons are playing against the league's hottest rookies, and the Pistons management has invited these 3 celebrities to help on the sidelines. Bill Rambier looked at Lin Mo and shook his head and smiled bitterly. This guy, it's so tender. The original Michael Jordan, all let us fight with our heads in the head. How old is this guy? Unfortunately, the current alliance is too soft. The rules of malicious foul play are simply insulting to basketball. Before 1990, the league had no malicious fouls, so the Pistons dared to deal with Jordan with impunity, locking throats, stepping on feet, hugging, all kinds of means, eager to kill Jordan. But after the introduction of the malicious foul rule in 90 years, the Bad Boys Army is not so unscrupulous. The reason why Bill Rambier said this is not because he plays hard, but because under the rules of malicious fouls, no one can be as dirty as him. This made him feel very uncomfortable. Smiling assassin Isaiah Thomas smiled. In my opinion, the team must play tougher, teach this guy a lesson, and don't let him get high scores recklessly. Born in this era, he was a little too happy. The implication is clear. If Lin Mo had played 20 years earlier and encountered the Bad Boy Army, they would never have let Lin Mo score so easily. Before Lin Mo came out, Larry Buelang also shouted at the team. Today there are a few seniors watching the game, we have to play tougher. Remember, Lin Mo's law, before there is Jordan's law, and after there is Lin Mo's law. It's not that Larry Brang encouraged the players to attack Lin Mo with impunity and blackhand, but their purpose was similar to that of the Bad Boy Legion. That is, anyone can score, only Lin Mo can't score. Anyone can defeat the Pistons, only Lin Mo can't. As long as Lin Mo took the ball, he would wantonly encircle and suppress him, and use all means to consume him. When necessary, it is also possible to get under the black hand. The start of the game, the Dark Emperor Lin Mo against the Pistons 5 Tigers, it was really an exciting game. With Barkley's roar, the game officially began. Big Ben jumped with Mutombo. Although Big Ben is a strong center, but he is too short. Mutombo's height plus arm span, more than 20 centimeters above Big Ben, a light jump, he put the ball into Marbury's hand. Hey! Dude, try to pass the ball to me as much as possible. Today, I'm going to tear the Pistons. Lin Mo's eyes burned. Although the Pistons players are not as arrogant as Artest and Reggie Miller of the Pacers, but Lin Mo could also think of what kind of treatment he would get in the game. The league's #1 defensive powerhouse? Lao Tzu, directly pierced. Moreover, before the game, Lin Mo also put down his bold words. To break his record of 62 points, of course, he would not spare his subordinates. Well, my current record for the highest number of assists in a single game is only 14, and it's time to brush it up again. Marbury was happy too. For him, who has always wanted to get the assist king, Lin Mo brush scores, he brushes assists. Not yet a beauty? Give me the ball, I score, you get the assist, it's as simple as that. The Pistons sent Hamilton to defend Timber. Although the Pistons formulated the law of Lin Mo, at the beginning stage, they still chose Hamilton to defend alone and see the effect. Hamilton is fast, flexible, powerful, and confrontational. Not only is running on the offensive end a nightmare for all the league's shooting guards, but the defensive end is also an iron gate. Lin Mo bent over Hamilton, holding the ball in one hand in his right hand and placing it behind him. Lin Mo's hands are very large, larger than Jordan's hands, so he can easily grasp the ball with one hand, and the action is absolutely picturesque. After a few heavy shots, Lin Mo suddenly accelerated with full force. The strong force, coupled with the cheetah-like footsteps, is like a tank that catapults to start. Speed, power, pull straight up. Hamilton was hit twice, took 2 steps back, and directly dodged a passage, allowing Lin Mo to rush straight to the basket. Rasheed Wallace and Big Ben, who are guarding the forbidden area, seem to be black and white impermanent, or two-door gods. The no-fly zone they form makes people feel a little weak at first glance. Lin Mo jumped to the basket and got up to make a move. Roaring angrily at Tianzuan and Big Ben, one left and one right pounced on them. Lin Mo raised his right arm high, shook the attention of the two, and then changed hands in the air and hit the board to hit the basket. The ball was perfectly reproduced when Jordan's extreme air swap was basket. Jordan holding the ball can be described as the embodiment of extreme waist and abdomen strength. Even Maddie has said that he has tried to imitate it many times, but several times he almost flashed his waist. And Lin Mo is still the first player to imitate this action to the extreme. Moreover, Lin Mo's difficulty is even greater. Because Lin Mo collided with the two big muscle masters in the air, his left hand was from the human seam, and he hardly saw the basket of the board throw. It's too hard. At the beginning of the game, the attack ended with Michael Jordan's iconic miracle. Lin Mo definitely came up with his own tough attitude. I admire you guys. I almost stopped me and kept trying. Lin Mo sprayed a few trash words at Big Ben and Rasheed Wallace and Hamilton. This guy. Do you want to die? It seems that it is almost time to use the Lin Mo law, right? The fierce god Evil Ben snorted angrily. Episode 68. Lin Mo showed super fighting spirit and resolute attitude at the beginning, which made the Detroit Pistons fans feel a little panicked. However, they are still very comfortable with the defensive ability of the home team. Switching offense, Billups is in control. Compared to Marbury, Billups' physical talent is not as good as his, but the ball quotient is really high, and the style of the ball is robust, practical, and unobtrusive. Hamilton had already begun the whole run. The first is to run the position and fight for good shooting space. The second was also to consume Lin Mo's physical strength. Lin Mo is the core of the Knicks' attack and defense, and fools understand that once Lin Mo is paralyzed, the Knicks will collapse. Not to mention the use of the law of no Lin Mo, Hamilton's master-level no-ball running position alone is enough to make all the defenders drink a pot. However, to Hamilton's surprise, Lin Mo actually followed him the whole time. From the top of the arc to the bottom corner, then around to the opposite bottom corner, and then turned back to the top of the arc. The pace is very dead. Hamilton had no room to catch the ball, and in the end he didn't bother to catch the ball, and directly accompanied Lin Mo to run track and field. Billups hit the ball to the ground and passed it to the High Prince, and the big long arm threw out a small throw and hit the board. The Pistons' 5 Tigers, none of them belong to the talent explosion of the player, but each one is very hard, and together they form an iron barrel array, which is infinitely powerful. Turning back, Marbury threw a back pass into Keith Van Horn's hand and burst into the basket for a layup. The roar of the auxiliary defense is the god Rasheed Wallace, directly nailing the plate Big Hat. Uncle Moo grabbed the rebound, slowly went to the basket, and was covered by Big Ben from behind. One round directly covers the Knicks twice. Rasheed Wallace roared like a beast, worthy of the name of the roaring heaven. Big Ben also posed as a gorilla, his body was exposed, and his muscles exploded. The momentum of the Motor City is indeed extraordinary. After Kurt Thomas failed to score a layup, the ball was switched. A long pass from Billups threw into the hands of the roaring Celestials under the basket, across the ferocious dunk of Kurt Thomas. This is no physical strength, you should vote. When Rasheed Wallace passed by Lin Mo's side, he sprayed him a few words. Obviously, it is very unhappy for this rookie who swept the league, was blown up by the media, and signed a sky-high contract. Big Ben also shook his head. On the inside line, you don't want to get a point. Anyone can score, only you can't. Lin Mo smiled. Really? Sand sculpture. At 45 degrees on the right, Lin Mo was going to reach the ball, and Hamilton was wrapped around him like a spider. The body movements are great, but the movements are clean. Coupled with the loose scale of the referee, there is no intention of blowing the whistle at all. At this moment, Lin Mo was an unexpected behind-the-back pass, directly thrown into the hands of Marbury on the left. This surprised Hamilton, and before he could react, he saw Lin Mo in a Hamilton-like running position, accelerating and rushing to the basket. Marbury understood and threw a super high throw into the sky. Lin Mo's bomber took off, and before the roaring Tianzuan got the ball, he filled the basket with both arms. After the buckle, Lin Mo's body crashed into Rasheed Wallace. It's like a tank rear-ending, almost didn't give Rasheed Wallace a heel. Although Lin Mo is only a defender, the tonnage is not enough. But in terms of strength, there is no one in the whole field who can compare with him. Done. Today's game is really exciting, there is an inner taste. Buckley's eyes lit up with excitement. Although in this day and age, the defense as a whole is still very tough. But to put it bluntly, it is already the end of the era of iron-blooded defense. In a few years, you will never see the intensity of the defense you have today. Moreover, even now, it is completely incomparable to the defense of Buckley's time. That era was a fight under reasonable rules, and the intensity was not generally large. But Lin Mo's toughness and the brutality of the Detroit Pistons made Buckley really feel guilty. Kenny Smith also shouted excitedly, "Yes, this game is definitely a passionate battle. Let's see, how many villains can two teams blow? How many physical clashes will there be? Can't wait. Before the game, Lin Mo had already made his position clear. In this game, he will focus on defense, attack with all his might, that is, shoot. In terms of tandem teammates and defense, there will be a slight saving of stamina. Why? Because playing such an iron-blooded piston, it is definitely not okay to fight defense with them. Coupled with the fact that the opponent's offensive ability is actually average, what Lin Mo really has to do is to make his spear sharper, so that he can penetrate the opponent's shield. Instead of colliding with each other with a shield, Lin Mo also began to run wildly, emulating Hamilton's no-ball running position, which would increase the opponent's defensive difficulty. What Lin Mo didn't expect was that no matter where he went, wherever he went, there would be two people attacking left and right. This is still the case that Lin Mo did not get the ball. Once you get the ball, the scene is even more unimaginable. Marbury passed the ball to Lin Mo, and at the moment of receiving the ball, Hamilton, Billups, and Prince, three people, formed a triangle that surrounded Lin Mo in the middle. The Pistons are very motivated to defend, and if Lin Mo chooses to pass, they will immediately spread the defense. Even if they lose their positions, they won't give Knicks players too many opportunities to shoot in the open seats. And once Lin Mo chose to take the initiative to attack, immediately 5 or 6 arms would cross his left and right sides. Lin Mo did not choose to break through without a brain, but bumped into Hamilton and shot 3 points. Why is Lin Mo's offensive threat stronger than Michael Jordan? Because Lin Mo has an inexplicable three-pointer. This is something that Jordan cannot match. Equivalent to the physical fitness of the peak Jordan, plus the three-point projection ability of the peak Curry. Who can stand this? Hamilton did not expect that he had given Lin Mo so much space that he would be shot by him with a three-pointer. According to Hamilton's meaning, he planned to let Lin Mo go half a step so that he would not let himself pass easily. The result of the half step that can be put is that Lin Mo directly shoots 3 points. 2 glasses of poisoned wine, one must choose. This is the choice that any player defending Lin Mo must face. Looking back, Hamilton could not shoot under the interference of Lin Mo. Lin Mo got the ball and directly turned on the blitzkrieg mode, whirlwind attack. Episode 69. In any predatory defensive team, the position attack is the most important way to attack. Lin Mo wanted to fight a blitzkrieg and a whirlwind attack. As a master runner, Hamilton is fast, but first with Lin Mo 1 meter to run, or he was left behind. With only Billups under the opponent's basket, Lin Mo gave up the layup and shot a three-pointer directly from the bottom corner. The most beautiful thing is not a rainy day. It is a face shot by Lin Mo 3 points, 4 kills. Facing the Pistons of the iron-blooded defense and facing the pre-game shouts of the opponent, Lin Mo opened less than 3 minutes, even bombarded 10 points, and played a wave of 10:6 attack, completely unstoppable. Oh, baby, I said earlier, Lin Mo is unstoppable. His offensive threat is stronger than Michael Jordan's. You may be able to defeat the Knicks, but you will never be able to stop Lin Mo. Buckley offered a wave of praise in time. On blowing Lin Mo, we are professional. The Pistons, the iron-blooded master, really can't do anything with Lin Mo. But then, the Piston will implement the law of Lin Mo. Let's wait and see. After Larry Buelang shouted a pause, he laid out the tactics of Lin Mo's law. At this time, Melisic, the 2003 list actress sitting on the sidelines, lowered her head and was depressed. As this year's chart topper, Melisic has a good talent. If it can be put to good use, it may also be the league's top interior line in the future. But Larry Buelang never liked to use newcomers, nor did she use Milik. So although you are the top eye, overpowering the existence of Mellon, Wade, and Bosch, you only have 3 minutes of playing time per game, which is pitiful. After the timeout returned, Billups did not score 3 points, and Rasheed Wallace under the basket picked up the rebound above Customas's head, turned around and hooked the shot. Looking back, at the moment when Lin Mo received the ball, Lin Mo's law took effect immediately. Just one step ahead, Lin Mo was surrounded and suppressed by Hamilton, Billups, and Prince. Billups reached out and tried to steal. Lin Mo shook it away with a change of direction, and just took a step forward. Prince blocked in front of him again. In desperation, Lin Mo could only forcibly take off, and at a distance of 1 meter away from the basket, he forced a long-distance basket and failed. But Lin Mo bounced extremely fast, burst out in an instant, and single-handedly made up the ball into the basket. After Big Ben missed the basket, Lin Mo got the ball and continued to attack the front court, continuing the 3-person encirclement. Billups held Lin Mo's arm, and Prince's long arm wrapped around Lin Mo's waist. In this situation, Lin Mo took 3 steps directly and rushed to the basket with 3 people. At the same time, Rasheed Wallace and Big Ben also pounced, and the 5 people surrounded and suppressed. Boo! Lin Mo flew violently, but in the air, Big Ben grabbed his arm and dragged it to the ground. Although the ball did not slam, it buckled on the basket, bounced high, and still fell into the net. 2+1. After the Pistons used Lin Mo's law, the next attack made Lin Mo very uncomfortable. Every time I held the ball, there were several people with clips. Every shot, it is surrounded by an iron barrel array of pistons. In addition to the outside shooting, but Lin Mo suddenly came to the basket. After each shot, he would be thrown to the ground. The Pistons' intentions are clear, and Death can't let Lin Mo score, preferring to foul. Therefore, in the first quarter, Lin Mo made 10 goals and 10 free throws. Coupled with a shot of 5 of 7, Lin Mo directly blasted 24 points in the first quarter, leading the Knicks to 33-24 on the road, leading by 9 points. For the Pistons, whose pace is super slow and the defense is airtight, the score of 30+ in a single quarter is obviously unacceptable to the other side. Sitting next to Larry Buelang, he almost vomited blood. The team's defense has always been their foundation. Larry Buelang never questioned the defensive ability of his beloved disciples. It's not that they can't defend it, it's that they really can't stand Lin Mo. Today's Lin Mo is like a beast, and it is a beast that has opened the offensive dominance mode. Even if the Piston is really an iron barrel, it has to be bitten to pieces. The Knicks didn't defend well, and at halftime, the Pistons scored 51 points. But on the offensive end, the Knicks blasted 61 points in the half. After 24 points in the first quarter, Lin Mo again made 7 goals in the second quarter, 7 free throws, and cut 33 points in the half. Under the instructions of Larry Buelang, the entire Pistons team is implementing the law of Woodmo. Definitely not give Lin Mo a chance to make a comfortable shot. Once Lin Mo has a vacant seat, or kills under the basket, he will block it with a fierce foul. This kind of half-threatening and half-intimidating foul did not scare Lin Mo at all. Instead, he played closer and closer to the penalty area, and the more lethal he became. Under the Pistons' crazy foul, only half of the game, the starting 5 Tigers all carried at least 2 fouls. Hamilton and Big Ben have 3 criminals. Playing like this, Lin Mo is afraid that he can send the Pistons to the entire team starter. The long-lost Jordan Law should now be called Lin Mo's Law. Unfortunately, no matter how they blocked Lin Mo, they couldn't stop him from scoring. Just counted, Lin Mo fell to the ground a total of 13 times, was elbowed 4 times, and was criminalized 1 time. And he can still be alive. What kind of physical quality is this, Iron Man? Barkley and Kenny Smith gushed and passionately explained. In today's league, there are rules for malicious fouls, and the 5 Tigers naturally dare not go too far. But they have already done their defensive actions to the extreme under the permission of the rules, and they have not been less black. When Lin Mo was on a layup, Dabin secretly gave Lin Mo an elbow, right in the middle of the waist. Lin Mo fell to the ground at one point, but stood up again a few seconds later. Boundless fighting spirit, coupled with iron-blooded ideas and perverted bodies, Lin Mo made the entire Pistons fans of the Auburn Hills Palace Arena feel a little sad. This guy. It's really not simple. This Pistons can't compare with our defense at that time, but it's already good, and we still can't stop him. Smiling assassin Isaiah Thomas skimmed his lips. After experiencing Jordan's era, he thought that the god of basketball was not encountered in 100 years. Unexpectedly, today at the Auburn Hills Palace, he saw a Shenzhou player who dared to compete with Jordan, and he was also a rookie. Dragon of the Divine State, horror as it is. Episode 70. Under Lin Mo's violent attack, the Piston really couldn't stand it. Replaced by other players, under the unbridled throwing and elbow of the Pistons. I'm afraid I won't be able to play even if I don't get put on a stretcher. But Lin Mo was really hard, like a steel warrior, and he couldn't destroy him. At the beginning of the third quarter, Lin Mo still insisted on a strong internal line, and the Pistons could only keep fouling and constantly fouling. Before the third quarter was over, Lin Mo had already made 27 free throws, 27 of 27 free throws. The Pistons starting 5 Tigers each carried an average of 4 fouls. Next, whoever commits another minor foul is about to be sent off. Boom. The next ball, when plagued by fouls, roared Tianzuan, and Dabin did not dare to move, and could only watch Lin Mo slam dunk. Moreover, the roaring Tianzuan also wanted to create a foul on the attack, blocking the reasonable collision zone. Lin Mo directly knocked him over, and the referee did not blow fouls. At the time of his fall, Lin Mo just landed on Rasheed Wallace, causing him to suffer a bit of crotch humiliation. Lin Mo waited for him to get up, seeing that the other party did not move for a long time, so he had to step over his head. As a result, Rasheed Wallace, who was holding back throughout the game, directly rushed up and smashed his big fist into Lin Mo's head. But Lin Mo reacted quickly, dodged at once, and punched back, poking at Rasheed Wallace's waist. Big Ben also immediately rushed up, staring at the bull's eye, as if he was going to eat people, and continuously punched Lin Mo. Big Ben punched Lin Mo in the body, and it really hurt. However, Lin Mo was not merciless, and a punch poked at his waist and eyes. Lin Mo had practiced martial arts in his previous life, although it was not very good, but with his current strong physical fitness, that reaction, speed and strength could directly hit the point. All 3 were slightly injured, and Lin Mo did not suffer a loss to 1 or 2. The referee separated the 2 sides in time, and then Mutombo, Marbury, and others all surrounded each other, and they looked like they were about to turn into a group fight. In view of the fact that there was no large-scale on-field conflict, the referee gave Lin Mo and Big Ben and Rasheed Wallace a technical foul each, and the game continued. Lin Mo was punched, and indeed his body was a little sore, but it was quickly relieved. Lin Mo reduced the breakthrough and began to shoot from the outside. Hamilton and Prince had fouled themselves too much to stick too tightly. Lin Mo scored 2 3-pointers in a row, 2 mid-range shots, and the Knicks also stepped up the attack. Before the end of the third quarter, Rushed Wallace blocked the Coat Thomas batter and left the court with 6 fouls. Big Ben just came on in the final quarter, and when Marbury broke through, he also lost a foul. The 2 evil men on the inside of the Pistons were all punished. In the end, the Knicks slaughtered their opponents at the home of the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hill, 119-101. Lin Mo shot 14 of 24, 31 of 31, and 65 points. In addition, there were 4 rebounds and 4 steals, which completely smashed the Auburn Hill Palace. The Pistons, a team with an iron-blooded defense, this indestructible shield, was exploded by Lin Mo. Oh my god. Lin Mo scored 65 points on the Pistons' head, which is even higher than the Blazers' entire score. This guy is a monster. However, I think he is going to see the team doctor after the game. The Pistons are too dirty. In Barkley's time, elbow blows and hugs were commonplace. But Lin Mo's treatment in this game is also too terrible, right? Switching to the rest of the league's scoring guards will either break their feet, bleed, or be sent on a stretcher. In short, I will never play the whole game so safely. The Pistons left the court in a daze and did not accept an interview. The so-called defensive team, the iron-blooded division, was bombarded by the Knicks for 120 points at home and wantonly ravaged by the Knicks, which is indeed a great shame. Of course, Lin Mo would not dare to defy his opponent because he had hit the piston. Such a team is definitely quite difficult to deal with in the playoffs. You can't expect Lin Mo field to attack the basket like today. If you can't finish a series, you will be ruined by the Pistons. If you want to defeat the Pistons, you must strengthen your defense, and Lin Mo also needs to find at least one strong teammate. The Knicks need heavy deals. Of course, the transaction matter. Lin Mo is naturally left to the management to consider, but Lin Mo will definitely interfere. Otherwise, how disturbing the operation of the Knicks management is. Lin Mo is still very clear, and he may not be able to make any moves. After repelling the Pistons, the Knicks won 16 consecutive starts with a rainbow of momentum. Kobe, James, Little Durant, Little Curry, and others who watched Lin Mo's game at home were all shocked by Lin Mo's performance. Especially Kobe. Lin Mo against the powerful Pistons, instead of being frustrated, he scored a career-high 65 points. Too hard. This made Kobe want to challenge Lin Mo even more. Bryant was very competitive, and when he was a rookie, he often texted Jordan and learned skills from Jordan. Jordan used to be very annoyed with Kobe and directly refused to answer his calls and text messages. But this is enough to show Kobe's fighting spirit. Immediately, Bryant found Lin Mo's phone through the agent's channel and sent him a text message. Lin Mo, I will definitely beat you. I look forward to your visit to Staples Center. I will blow you up. Lin Mo in his past life is also half a Kobe fan, and naturally knows how unruly Kobe's personality is. The nickname of Black Mamba is not in vain. Lin Mo smiled and sent a text message back to Kobe. Rest assured, I'm going to be at Staples Center and I'm going to leave with a victory. The competitive Kobe Bryant also immediately texted back. Lin Mo did not admit defeat. The two people were just like this on the text message. You said a sentence to me, while chatting while talking. In Lin Mo's view, this kind of behavior seems a bit silly, but who let the other party be Kobe? After many years of success, after the two people have achieved fame, recalling this matter may become a beautiful conversation. That's the benefit of being famous. Many of the behaviors of ordinary people are considered mentally retarded by the outside world, but when put on celebrities, it is a good story.